Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another Reddit story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for holding my husband to task when he threatened to get rid of the family pet? Longtime lurker, first time poster. Here's the rundown of the situation. My son and I were interested in getting a cat a year after our elderly cat passed away. My son has been battling depression, and the hope was that a cat would be a comfort to him. My husband hates taking care of pets, and we had a written agreement that I would not ask him to do any chores related to the cat. We have had the new cat for 3 months now. He is a real joy. And my son and I make sure to do all of the feeding, litter cleaning, nail clipping, etc. I am not to even ask my husband to turn on a light switch if the cat is on my lap, and I can't get up to do so myself. While I was at the office earlier this week, the cat knocked over a plant in the kitchen. My husband works from home, and it was at 9:45 a.m. He texted me a photo of the plant with dirt spilled over the counter and all over the kitchen floor. He did not text me any details about what he did next. I was in back-to-back meetings, so other than reacting to the text, so he knew I saw it, I moved on. Okay, I'm red flagging hubby here right now, just for being a dick. Fast forward to 8 p.m. Husband picks me up from subway station after a work dinner I had attended. We come home and the plant mess is still all over the kitchen. I am tired and frankly frustrated that he didn't even at least let me know that he left it there and stepped over the dirt multiple times all day while making his lunch and dinner. So in the moment of frustration and fatigue, being unpleasantly surprised, I called him an asshole. And then I got the broom to clean up. At this point, my husband told me that he was going to return our cat to the adoption agency because I called him an asshole. Well, yes, that makes perfect sense, sir. He went so far as to look up where the cat shelter is located. I told him my reaction was half because I couldn't believe he left the mess, but half because he could have at least said to me via text, hey, I'm leaving this for you to clean up when you get home. I feel like his lack of communication was a big part of why I was so upset when I got home. Well, yeah. While we have the agreement, he also hates a dirty kitchen and so logically might have considered that I would not expect it to still be sitting there 10 odd hours later and at least give me a heads up that I might want to grab a broom when I get home. The contract we have does not say that he can return the cat at his leisure. I feel like his immediate leap to threatening to get rid of our family pet was out of line for the situation. He was looking up the cat shelter location as I was literally sweeping up the mess. He had never lifted a finger to clean it up. He was just hurt that I called him an asshole, but removing the cat because I called him a name in a moment of frustration seems like a drastic escalation. Am I the astronaut? No. We've got some top comments to go through here, but let me make very clear right now, no. And you know what? He was an asshole. And you know what else? The fact that you had to have a contract means that he was an asshole. You had to have a contract where he's like, I accept no responsibility for this member of our family. Wow. Cool, buddy. And even if you have those feelings up front and you're trying to make sure that other people accept responsibility, when something happens and no one is there to handle it, step up and handle it. Not doing so and leaving it there was just symbolic. It was just him being a dick. And then, because you called him an asshole, he's like, well, fine, I'm getting rid of the cat. Guess what, buddy? Getting rid of the cat doesn't make you not an asshole. It just makes you an asshole in a catless home. Comment 1. My father got rid of one of our cats without permission when I was younger. I'm now an adult and haven't spoken to him in years. Good people don't do things like that. Comment 2. NTA. Your partner is a real asshole for taking a kid's cat away because you lashed out. But frankly, if he's that vindictive, I'd be worried about him mistreating the cat when you're not around. The plant getting knocked over, that's something extra. He chose not to clean it up and stepped over it for 10 hours rather than take 5 minutes to sweep it up. Even though it wasn't his mess, if he'd done that, you would have thanked him for taking care of it as a favor to you. And because walking over a pile of dirt all day out of spite is insane, he's a jerk. He's worse than a jerk. He's a dick. He's a dick. Your hubby here, unfortunately, is an ASCON 1. It takes a real special kind of dick to step over this dirt pile 30, 40 times that day as he trekked around. The amount of effort and energy he spent not only just physically stepping over it, but thinking about this and about how, oh, boy, she's really going to get the message when she comes home and sees this shit. Yeah, message received. You're an asshole. That's the message. The whole world got the message, buddy. You're an asshole. This guy looks like, what a cat's ass looked like when they're walking away from you. Straight up star pucker. That's what this guy, it's his face. He's an asshole. The contract is bullshit. This guy is bullshit. I don't know. But where do you go from here? That's the problem now. Like, you've got a family, you've got kids, right? You got a family. Where do you go? Like, is this irreparable damage because now you're seeing who this person really is? This is bigger than the cat. This is what I need you to understand, OP. This is bigger than the cat. Like, this would be okay, we're going to couples counseling now. You're not getting rid of the cat. I'm sorry. We're going to couples counseling, or we're not going to be a couple. See how this works? And that's like, take the first step to try to save this thing and turn it around and at least get him to a point where he can self-reflect and see how big of a dick he's being all the time. And I can tell you from personal experience, as a professional asshole, when you're used to being an asshole for so long, he can't see it. He feels justified in this. He feels like he's doing the right thing, like he's teaching the rest of the family responsibility or some shit. He feels like he's doing the right thing. He needs to see from someone other than you, other than someone inside of your household, that this is not the right thing. This is, in fact, an extremely damaging thing to do to his entire family. It's not about the cat. This is about his inability to be counted on as a leader and as a father and as a husband. And I hope life doesn't get inconvenient for you or your kids anytime soon, because when it does, you won't be able to count on this asshole. Yeah, it's no longer like choose the bear, right? Now it's like you choose the cat or the dude. Dude, choose the cat. That's an easy choice. Easy choice. You know what? Even having to clean out a litter box every day is still would be a whole lot less shit than dealing with this guy. You wouldn't put it past him to get rid of the cat one day. He's showing major red flags. Michelle says, yeah, I wouldn't either. And the problem is now you've called him an asshole and what? You've got to stroke his ego to convince him to not get rid of the cat while you're gone. Man, hopefully at some point he realizes, maybe he thinks that through and he's like, maybe he wants to. He really wants to wait till tomorrow when you're gone and get rid of the freaking cat while you're gone. But hopefully he takes the time to think through the ramifications of that and the kind of damage it would do to your relationship and the relationship with his family as a whole. Hopefully he takes the time to actually think this through. But he's got the memes. He's got the memes hardcore here. And I'm going to give him this. Giving him the brozo. He got the ask on one already. You're in TA, OP, and this is a shitty situation. So hopefully he gets his head out of his litter box. Pulls his shit together.